Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, the Cheery Fashionista. So in this video I'm going to be looking at the events from last week that created a buzz both in the US and internationally. So first up, the Obama Presidential Center is finally open to the public. So the center opened on Juneteenth, which was this past Friday, and the day before was when we saw the president, the former president, Barack Obama, Michelle Obama, Sasha and Malia, as well as a couple of former presidents, as well as a bunch of celebrities, who are there to support this, monumentous event. So it went well. You guys, can you first talk about Sasha and Malia? You guys, these were just babies the other day. They were just small girls and now they are into fashion. They look amazing. Check out their outfits. I love their look. I love the hair on both of them. So yeah, anyway. So this center has been quite controversial from the start. Some people were critics have complained that it was going to cause gentrification into the area. It's in the southern side of Chicago, which is a low income area, and so a lot of people were against the center being there because it was going to hike up rent. It was going to drive out people who have lived there for years, while proponents have said that the center is going to create much needed jobs and opportunities for the southern side of Chicago. But that's not what is causing the biggest buzz. You guys, have you seen this building? The exterior of this building is not what I expected it to be. So obviously I was aware in the past that this was, I remember when they announced that it was going to be constructed. I remember it being like a big deal, and I was like, wow, this is great. What a way to honor the former president. So I was like, this is nice. And then the final picture, it's not what I expected. Apparently this is a brutalist design. Yeah, a lot of people are not feeling it. Some people have said it looks like it was designed by Minecraft. Others have said it looks like a prison. But you guys, the interior is really nice. I've checked out the interior. It has really nice parts and sections, but the exterior, especially the high tower, I think that's what a lot of people are complaining about. The high tower is it's just not corresponding to the way we see the president and his fun demeanor and just how he's portrayed. It just doesn't, this exterior design is not, it doesn't reflect him. It just doesn't do him justice, in my opinion. So yeah, you guys, I don't like it. But congratulations to former President Obama for having this as part of his legacy. Moving on to Adele. So Adele is said to be, rumors are saying that she's back in London recording new music, getting ready to produce a comeback album. And I guess this is going to be great news because we know Adele is known for taking those huge breaks in music. And she was very successful with her weekends with Adele Las Vegas residency, and I don't know if she's going to go back to do that, but that was quite a success. And yeah, her fans are going to be happy to know that this may be true, because a bunch of famous musicians were seen swirling around the studio where she's said to be recording this anticipated album. So we are going to see how that goes. But Adele is just like a very unique celebrity. She's not like other celebs. Did you know that she names her albums based on the age that she is, the age that she is when she's recording the album, which is kind of interesting. And what a way to talk about your legacy when when people look back into the discography of her music. So yeah, it's very interesting to see that she's making a comeback, because I just find her to be very, elusive. She's all about the music, and she doesn't want to be in the mainstream. She does not want to be associated. Like, she doesn't want all the drama. And so, which is great, because then we can focus on what she does best, which is music. So yeah, we're going to see how that goes. That's exciting. I'm still, like, I love her Hello song. I think it's one of the best songs she has ever done. Another person who is making a comeback is Serena Williams. So Serena is going to be playing singles at Wimbledon 2026. And you're probably wondering why it's a big deal. Well, the thing is, she retired back in 2022. She was done with tennis, and she went on to have another child, I believe. And so she's not young. Most tennis players peak at 20, at the age of 20, and by the age of 30 they have called it quits. They have retired and have moved on to other things. And so for her at 44 to come into the spotlight and to play, after having children at her age, and tennis is not an easy game to play. You have to make those dash, sprints back and forth. You have to, it's a game that wears down on the joints. It's not an easy game to play. And so for her to, be so vulnerable and to put herself in this position where, we don't know how it's going to be. Just her coming to the table and saying, I'm going to play, is a big deal, because it's not an easy thing to do. So kudos to you, Serena. Way to go. Another musician who's making a splash is Ed Sheeran, who, while on his Loop tour, told concert goers that he is not going to be, doing music for too long, because he's going to take a break and do the dad thing. So yeah, that's, very interesting to see, someone take a break, from touring, from, making money, and, just focusing on being a dad and focusing on his family. It's really very refreshing to see him prioritizing, his family, his dad life over music. You guys, it's not an easy thing to do. A lot of musicians are always looking for ways to connect with fans, and I'm not saying he's not going to connect. I'm just saying, him and Adele are very similar in, how they view privacy and how they are into the family thing and individuality. It's very important for these musicians. So yeah. Then the other thing that is a big deal, or maybe just strange, is that Live Island USA is now going to be, on the big screen, you guys. I thought, like, if you have, Peacock, you can stream it and, watch Love Island as you want, which is true, but now they want you to be able to go to the big screen and watch the show there. So I just don't know, because, you guys, movies are fictional most of the time. They are, they're not real. And so you can watch quietly, eat your popcorn, and go home. But now people are watching couples that they love connect, and other people being injected into the mix to cause drama. How are people going to be quiet in the movie theater when all this drama is happening, you guys? I just don't know if it's going to be possible. I just see it as more chaos. I think it's a great idea if people go to watch as a group. Like, if you're a fan of, for example, Nick and Alandria, and then you guys go as a group to support them, then that would be, fun. But if there are rival groups, I just don't know how it's going to play out. And, people get upset with people making noise and using phones. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see how that plays. You guys, what do you think? Let me know in the comment section. Then finally, we are heading over to the UK, where there's a battle brewing over social media use for kids under 16 years of age. So the critics of, the people who are against kids using social media if they're under 16 are saying that it's just too much, that they are always on their phones, too much scrolling, it's addictive. Some are saying that it's bad for their mental health, and they want these apps, these giant apps, to be able to enforce age for people who are coming to use the app, especially if they are under 16, for their own protection. So yeah, Australia was able to do it last year, I believe, and that is now the law over there. So, but some people are saying this is never going to work because kids are able to bypass using VPNs and using their parents' names or changing their their date of birth to circumvent this this barrier. So yeah, it's just a very interesting thing. I don't know if it's too late. Kids have now been addicted to social media for a long time. I remember when they first started, like when it was the onset of social media use. People were like, oh my god, this is just too much. This is, the kids are just way too addicted to their phones and their devices. They don't even talk to other people. Like, that was like maybe 10 years ago when that was like. Now I think now it's just going to be very hard to enforce. These kids are addicted, completely addicted. They don't know anything about play. Like, that's for them, play is Roblox and Minecraft and all these things that they do online. This is what they know. This is now what they have come to know. So I don't know if this is going to ever work, but I wish it was enforced earlier, and when they could be told to go and play and play outside away from these devices. So yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see how that's going to go. It's a very interesting thing. So you guys, let me know what you think about today's topics, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm trying to do more reaction videos and expand my niche. So yeah, I'm the niche of my channel. So expect anything from me. Bye. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.